Hello, this is a Catasetum, and the name is, it's a cross between the Catasetum Frilly Doris times Catasetum spitzii SVO Gold, and it is in full bloom right now with one spike, and this spike has quite a bit of blooms. It is gorgeous. I love it. So it's a green color with the yellow inside, and the green I believe is from the Frilly Doris, and the yellow is from the spitzii Gold. Now I check on the website on Sunset Valley, and it says that the description of this orchid, it should have a little spots along the petals, but I don't see any spots, unfortunately, so I'm not sure. And in both years that I have blooms on it, it didn't have any spots on the petals. So not sure if I'm doing something wrong or I don't have a certain nutrients, but anyway. So I got this back in April of last year, and when I got it, there was a new growth on this side of this bulb. This is the original bulb that I bought. And then, so it became this bulb last year, 2017, in, I guess in August, it got sent out a spike. And let me see, I don't think I can find the spike anymore. Let's see. But anyway, it sent out a bloom spike, and I didn't even fertilize it, and it did. And I did give it morning sun, and it bloomed for me. So I think it's a very easy grower, an easy orchid to grow. I think maybe that's why it just bloomed regardless of whether I had enough fertilizer or not. And then this is the bulb that I have this year, and I did fertilize it this year. I do have in here in my sphagnum moss mix with slow release, and also once in a while I'll even fertilize additionally with CalMag, Peter's CalMag. Let's see, what else can I? It does have a fragrance. It's sweet, like like a fruits smell. And it's mostly the smell, the scent comes more apparent in the afternoon. And let's see. The spike usually comes out in August for me, and I'm in zone 9. And I give it this year a little more sun. I give it about, I grow it outdoors, and I gave it about almost afternoon sun even sometimes, like till noon, morning till noon in direct sun. And of course I watch the leaves to make sure that it's doing okay, and so far it had been okay the entire year, and no burn or what do you call it, any issues. I'm folding this leaf back because it keeps hitting the one of the flowers back there. So let's see. And you know, most Catasetums that I've seen, I think the blooms usually mature when the leaves have fallen off, but on this one, it hasn't yet. It hasn't gone into dormacy, and it's still in its growth stage. Although I don't see any new leaf, I think it's just maintaining. So and of course I continue to water, water as it gets dry, because since it has leaves there, it's still able to process that water and moisture. So it should be okay. Anyway, let's see what else I can tell you about it. The petals are slightly thick, and this is the female flower, of course. And it has, let's see, the lip part. I don't want to touch it because I don't want it to lodge out that little white pollen part right there. and lose its longevity. But anyway, it does have a slightly thicker lip than the outer two side petals, and the top petal too. So the lip is quite nice and thick. However, you would think that it would bloom a long time because of the petals being, or the lips being thick and the petals being, you know, fairly substantial. But it doesn't. As I remember last year, I think I had it blooming for maybe 2 months. I thought it would bloom longer. But this time, let me keep a record and see if it does last longer for me. And last year, I think I did not know about the pollinator part on it that would dispel if I touched it. And this year, I'm much more cautious. So let's see if I can keep it longer. Let's see what else. So I told you about the potting in moss and with slow release. So I do repot it in the spring when I see the new growth, and that's when I add. That's last year what I did. It was I added in the slow release. So, and I think the new growth starts coming out, I want to say in February. And let's see what else. I water it quite frequently. So I grow it outside in zone 9 again, and it does dry out very quickly, especially in July and August. I tend to water almost every day in July and August. And it loves the rain. I don't have to worry about this one rotting at all in rainwater outside. Let's see. Now, as the spike is developing, I did back off in the sun just a little bit because I had read somewhere that if this orchid is receiving too much sun or not enough water, it may produce the female part, which, you know, we know that the female flower is not as pretty. I backed off a little bit, not sure whether it would, you know, happen, if that would help take care of increasing the chances of having female flowers. So I backed off the light a little bit and just only gave it couple hours of morning sun when I saw the spike developing. However, I think that it's not just the sun and water. I think it's when you give it too much stress. I think that's when it's telling the plant to produce the female flowers so that it can get it can reproduce. You know, so I think that is the signal more than anything. So I think even if I didn't back out from having too much sun, it would still develop this beautiful male flower because I gave it lots of water and nutrients, and I don't think it was stressed at all. So anyway, let's see if we can get closer to the throat and you can see the white part that I'm talking about. So the white part that would fall off, and I don't want to touch it, but I will get pretty close and see if I can point to it right there. I believe that's the white part that falls off if you get too close. And it's the pollinator. But it's a beautiful orchid, isn't it? Oh, I love it. Let me see if I can go give it a grand tour, turn it around. This is the other side that we did not see very often. And again, here's the plant. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you. Bye-bye.